Hey everyone, DCB here again with a little shop update for October 2025. I've got a bunch of projects in the fire that I'm currently in the process of working on. There's quite a few here, so let's go through and count them. Number one, a few months ago, I did these 3 foot tall Star Wars figures and a Vincent for a guy that's opening up a toy store in Iowa or Illinois. He's doing this big window display and he wants a bunch of vintage toys blown up. These were the easy ones, but now I have to tackle the harder ones. The first is this 6 foot tall Boba Fett. I have all the pieces printed out and sanded. I just need to paint them. And then I'm doing this 5 foot tall Ninja Turtle. I don't know which turtle he is. I never liked the show, but it's the one that has these weapons, whatever they're called. So you tell me. I'm just printing out the left arm, and then I need to figure out the body so that I'll chop it up so it'll fit on my printer. But then everything will be ready for assembly and painting on him soon. And then I'm doing 30 more miniature burgers for my guy in Japan. And I have 6 more Big Mac climbers in process here. They're pretty much done being painted. I just need to cast up the metal bars and do the tube bodies. This piece has been one of the more demanding ones with the longest wait time, but I'm nearly caught up on all the back orders on those. So thanks everyone for your patience. I have 6 more Mary McCheese and 6 Big Mac statues, heads, pretty much done being painted. I just need to do the sesame seeds on the Big Mac. And then I have 6 Ronalds here. So here's all their bodies. I just need to finish painting. And then their bases. So these 18 pieces should all be done in the next day or so. And then I'm working on hamburger patches. Here's the inner base of those. It was in a bunch of burgers cast up. And then this bin is just filled with all the different parts that go into each one. There's the motors and the bars that they're on and the cams and the power buttons and all that stuff. There's a lot of moving parts to this piece, so that's been a challenge. The slides are coming along. I'm just getting those figured out. And then I have the Fisher Price radio controlled car here that I'm working on. Here's one of the bodies that I printed, but it wasn't quite right. So I made a new one, and that one's being molded here, but I ran out of silicone, so I'm waiting to get more of that. And then here's a test for the tire. This is kind of a neat piece for me because it's actually 2 pieces. It's a hard black resin center and then a rubber outer that's kind of cast together. It's something I wanted to try for a while, and it worked out really good. So this is just a test one. And then I have the 10 dogs that are all cast up. I got the fluorescent red collar resin dialed in pretty good here, I think. And then the remote for the whole thing, the steering wheel is here, and then on the back of it is the lever that'll control the forward and backward motion, and then the steering here. I have to redesign the on-off switch though, because this design didn't quite work out good. And then I tried casting the face in that fluorescent red, but it's just a little too transparent. So I'm going to try out some more colors and resins later on. I'm gonna have this little antenna on top here too with a little wooden bead. And then I'm working on some restorations outside. Hopefully I can get these done before it gets too cold out. I've got Big Mac here that's been completely stripped down and he's ready to be primed and painted. These carousels I started to tear apart, but I think I'm going to wait till spring to work on those some more. And then the bench Ronald, who weighs a freaking ton, he's almost done being painted. And then I have the standing Ronald in here with the new fiberglass base. He's ready to be painted. I just want to get all this done before it gets too cold out. And then I'm doing 43 jumbo spray paint cans for a client. Here's the top for those, and then the bottoms, and then they go on this 6-inch PVC pipe, which I have out here that I need to cut up into sections. The client wanted caps for these, which I never did for my original spray cans, so I had to design one of those. And this is actually one of the more difficult mold and casting challenges I've had. It's always the easiest looking stuff that's the most difficult for me sometimes. Here's the spray nozzles. They're two pieces that I need to clean up and assemble. And then I'm going to put a little spring on those and assemble everything together. And then the final project that I've been working on with my pal Frothy, years ago, he made these Addams Family bobbleheads. He's way more talented than me, but he'll freely admit that his molding and casting skills kind of suck. So his original sculpts were destroyed in the molding process, and then he was only able to get two casts out of the molds before those broke down. So I have a set and then he has a set. So we decided to sacrifice his set to make a new set of molds. He originally cast the heads in a solid resin and then drilled them all out for the springs. But since I have the ability to do rotocasting, we're going to do that this time, and it's going to be a lot quicker and cleaner to do them. So on the machine now is Morticia, and you can see it's really nice and light and clean. And then I have a bin here of Gomez and Fester heads and Morticia. And then these are the new body molds. We're going to do a run of these soon and then offer them up pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. So there you go, 18 projects that I'm currently working on, 19 if you include this video. And those are just the ones that are currently in the process. I still have to start casting up some more of the McDonaldland pieces for back orders, but I'm going to get to those next. But I can't seem to concentrate on just one thing at a time. But everything eventually gets done and shipped, so don't worry, your stuff is coming. And now that winter's coming up, I'll be forced to spend more time inside getting those McDonaldland pieces out. And then I'll go back to doing restorations in the springtime. But in the meantime, that's about it for now. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.
Darn, that's the end.
Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Dustin Cropsboy. Also check out our TeePublic page for t-shirts you can buy to help support this channel, or just go to the website dcbvarietyhour.com for all the links.